Traditionally, Thanksgiving is a time of reflection. So with the ocean in the background and sand at my feet, here are a few things that I reflected on. Welcome to HBRV Lifestyle, the podcast. I am the host, the Honey Badger, here to give it to you straight and transparent about the RV business, as well as other things. Now there's no microphone and no headset, so this is raw and kind of a cappella. So I apologize about the sound quality. Whether you're watching on YouTube or TikTok, wherever you're getting this podcast, I apologize for the sound quality up front. But I bet you're enjoying that view. Okay. You know, Liz Amazing is actually a really good YouTuber, okay? Now, I give her crap a lot of times, but something I've reflected on that I don't say enough is she does a good job. She does an amazing job. That's why she's called Liz Amazing, okay? I may not agree with her style. I may not agree with the way she goes about things. I may not even agree with her editing style and how she's everything's sky is falling type of situation. But the reality is she's a necessity. I may not agree with what she does and how she does it, but she's a necessity. And what I've noticed over the last 5 months, maybe a little bit longer, but really noticeable the last 5 months, is there are a lot of people, a lot of folks on TikTok, a lot of folks on YouTube trying to copycat what she does, and you can tell it's for the money. Period, end of reports. Either for the money or it's for some kind of junky hit of adrenaline for going viral on something. I couldn't tell you, each of those YouTubers needs to have kind of a self-reflection. Now, while Liz Amazing does make money, let's not get it twisted. She probably makes a really good living at what she does. She also has people in mind. Here's the thing, even though I don't agree with her style, I watched one of her videos from like 6-7 months ago, and I can tell in her heart, listening to her talk about certain folks and certain companies, she doesn't have the attitude of burn it all down, burn it all down, burn it, burn it, burn it. No, it's more like, let's do the right thing, okay? Some of these YouTubers that have come out in the last 16 months that are trying to emulate or copycat her, I know it's kind of, if I were in her shoes, I'd feel a little flattered, but I'm going to be in her defense about it. There's only one Liz Amazing. Just like, let me put it this way, just like from the Deadpool versus Wolverine movie when Blade gets up there with the rocket launcher, there's one Blade and there will only be one Blade. There's one Liz Amazing and there will only be one Liz Amazing. It's the same thing. See, there's a difference though. So like, there's people who emulate and copycat Mr. Beast. Okay, Mr. Beast is the largest content creator on the planet. Okay, and there's people that try to copycat him, but everything he does is about positivity. Everything's about philanthropy. Everything's about different things. Whether you like him, don't like him, agree with him, disagree with him, that doesn't matter. What does matter is that a lot of the people who copycat Mr. Beast have a very positive vibe, a very positive energy. Liz is very much a consumer advocate, and she does it with kind of a style I don't agree with. But the reality is we don't need more Liz Amazings. What we need in this industry, and I've reflected on this, what we need is we need less people trying to emulate somebody else. And we need more people that talk about the realities of RV. I'll give you an example. A lot of folks are suckered into the YouTube algorithm, the YouTube partner program, which, don't get me wrong, I'm not against making money. I love making money. I wish I could make more money than I am right now so I wouldn't be in the situation I'm in. But the reality is brand ambassadors, people who sit down in full-time RV, those are not the people we need to have YouTube channels. There's a million of them. and they all have brand deals, and they all sell things online. They all create clickbait thumbnails and clickbait titles. What we need is more of the weekend warrior type of YouTuber. We need the people that go out 8 times a year for 8 weekends, or a quick Thanksgiving trip, or a quick New Year's trip. And we need them to talk about their experiences. Not necessarily to bring more positivity to the RV industry, but to bring more balance, to bring more of the middle. You know, Liz sits on the far end of Armageddon, right? Everything's crap, everything's garbage, everything's terrible. And then you got Josh, the RV nerd, who's on the complete other side of things. Hey man, you know, I know they built the same floor plan for 15 years, but I've never seen anything like it. I mean, that kind of stuff is good content. I'm not saying it's not watchable content, and I'm not making fun of them. I'm not mocking them, but I'm trying to make a point. There's 2 extreme sides to the RV industry when it comes to content creation. So we need more people in the middle. We need more normal RV folks to just post. We don't need you to go be a part of the YouTube partner program. We don't need people with brand deals. We need like 100,000 weekend warrior RVers that simply post 5 to 6 videos a year of their experience, their goods, their bads, their ups, their downs. See it all from the eyes of somebody that's not getting paid. That's what we really need in this industry. And that's tough to do because, let's be real, a lot of people love their privacy. Okay, a lot of people don't want to put themselves out there, especially when they start seeing, you know, a grumpy old man bickering with some other guy, okay? Or when you start seeing, you know, people get all personal and pissy about something. And you see it all the time. You see it on TikTok, you see it on Instagram, you see it all the time. So it's very hard for people to go, do I really want to put myself out there and tell everybody that, hey, I had a great time in this Forest River product, or I had a great time in this Keystone product, or even, hey, I had a great time in this Grand Design product. But we don't have enough of that, okay? We have me, who's as close to the middle as you can humanly get, okay? I'm not bought and paid for. No one can tell me what to do. You know, I get more encouragement than I thought I would get, especially from fans and from the actual factories, which kind of shocks me because I kick them in the ass all the time. But I also give them their props. The other reflection I've really had over the last several days is we do not have enough content creators talking about stuff that doesn't have a price tag. For example, that view. Okay. Now, I don't think anybody understands how precious that view really is. I mean, it's 8:30 in the morning Pacific time, and you got a bunch of people out there surfing the day before Thanksgiving, and it's like there's no cell phones except for mine, and everybody kind of staring at me, and then they realize, oh God, he's got a podcast. I've had a couple people come up to me and say, hey, are you the guy on TikTok? That's mostly what I get. Are you the guy on TikTok? I don't get, are you the guy on YouTube? I get the guy, that's the funny part, is TikTok has become really interesting. Anyway, so we just don't take advantage of that view, whether it's a lake. We're always have our cell phones in our hands, trying to capture a moment, rather than just capturing the moment with our eyes, our ears, our nose, our senses, right? So I sat out here for about an hour before I decided to record this podcast, and all I did was just enjoy that lovely view. That's all I did. Now, of course, too dark to film, but the reality is there's been guys out there surfing for probably hours, just enjoying the view. No cell phone in their hand, no cameras in their hand, you know, just enjoying the moment. And that's one of the things that I love about folks that surf, skydive. They live in the moment. They don't live to capture something for Instagram. And I think we're missing that in this industry a lot. And I think we're missing that in life a lot right now. Everybody was so worried about the election and so worried about this and so worried about that. We forgot to step back for a moment and go, life's too short. Let's enjoy the moment. And what brings that up to today is I got the craziest, coolest comment. If you guys ever get a chance to read it, it was on the live stream I did on Monday, where I know this young lady has followed me for a while, and she put the coolest comment. It was basically that HB, you're not, she said HB, if I remember, I'm not reading verbatim, it's just, I'm going to shorten and paraphrase it. HB, honey badger, I don't consider you to be homeless. I consider you to be on a walkabout. That you're on a journey basically to invent or reinvent. And that you have to do it in basically solidarity. That all the noise that was coming in both ears. And I was like, I read through that comment, I'm like Crocodile Dundee. I mean, that's the first thing I thought of, like, because I don't know if she'll probably, if she watches this, she'll know that I rewatched Crocodile Dundee a little bit yesterday. And I'm like, when he talks about going on a walkabout, I go, holy crap. It just sounds like my journey. 2024 has been a horrible year for me. Terrible year. It's just nuts that when you chase something, when you chase a dream and you fail, the journey upward is a choice. You can either choose to lie down and settle it out, or you could choose to chase again. And I've chosen to chase again. And she's right, because let's face it, the podcast has changed. The normal channel has changed. My content has changed a little bit. My delivery has changed. And that's a reflection of the situation I've been in for the last now almost 5 months. But yesterday was a good day. The other reflection I've really had is there's a lot of RV dealerships that are either going to close their doors or about to close their doors or are in process of closing the doors. There's a lot of dealerships out there that are going out of business. So I want to propose something. I actually have been holding back for the last 3 months. I wrote out a program for RV dealerships to help them recover. It's a step-by-step program that I would institute at the dealership, because I think I couldn't really have anybody else do it. It'd have to be me to go to the dealership lot and actually implement all these things to help their dealership stay alive, to help them grow, to help them survive 2025. And it's all the things that I've learned for the last 15 years. And it's also things that I didn't think about until I sat down and wrote them out. Why did Pahrump fail? Why did Pahrump, Nevada fail? I could give you the 2 things why. I'm not going to say them out loud, but one of them is the fact that product has a lot to do with why dealerships fail. Not just the product you have on the ground, but the product you present in marketing. Okay? There's a lot of things that dealerships can do today that would help bring the people that can buy, have the ability to buy and ready to buy, to their dealership lot and help them get over the quality bug. Okay? The problem is again, since we don't have a lot of content creators that give the middle ground in this industry, there's a lot of people out there that don't see the middle ground. They either see sunshine and rainbows or Armageddon. And then they have to choose which one is reality. They don't get to see a middle ground. And when you do have a middle ground, let's be very fair to YouTube, okay? TikTok, different animal. TikTok, I've hit 1 million views on TikTok in October, and I'm about to hit another 1 million views here in November. Thank you to everybody on TikTok. TikTok pushes out my content, which is middle ground content, all the time. YouTube, on the other hand, not so much. YouTube likes controversy. YouTube likes sunshine and rainbows and Armageddon. That's the way the algorithm works. We just have to learn to live with it. Word of mouth is the best way to get around. So if somebody decides to start posting the middle ground content, then we just need to give it the word of mouth it deserves, okay? So if John Doe and Jane Doe decide, hey, we're gonna film Thanksgiving week, we're gonna film that our refrigerator went out, but it was easy to fix, and we're gonna film that we had a blast. We're gonna film our slide out got stuck and our battery died, but somehow we got out of it and what the fix was in the moment. And they post the stuff. That's middle ground. Yep, something went wrong, but something also went right. That's what people need to see. If we could get more of that type of marketing in the industry, and it is marketing, no matter how you look at it, you can call it content, but it's really marketing. If we can get that kind of marketing, then it'll be easier to institute my program to help dealers survive 2025, which is going to probably be the worst RV sales year in the history of the business since 2008, 2009, period. So if you're interested, hit me up on Facebook. Message me on Facebook or Instagram if you're a dealer and you want me to come help you implement my program. Yes, it'll cost you some money, but I won't have to be an employee. I won't have to be a permanent employee. You won't have to W-2 me. You can 1099 my butt. Doesn't matter. And I will help you survive because I think I know how to do it now. No, let me rephrase that. I know how to do it now. And if I had the funds, the credit, and everything else, I would already open up my own dealership because I now know what it would take and how to do it. How to keep it organized, and again, a lot of it is mindset too, okay? And I'll get into that in another video. The last thing I really reflected on was we as human beings tend to take things very personally, okay? Good coffee. We seem to be taking things too personally. So I started a journey, an adventure on YouTube that's different from the RV industry. I'm not going to share it with this podcast or the normal channel because you guys have enough to worry about paying bills and figuring out life and how to get through 2025, which is actually more or less how to get through the holiday season. But it's a journey that's interesting. That the journey started out with a few subscribers, and now I talk to people all over the world and hear their struggles and hear their talks. And it's amazing how we still live, if you live in the United States of America, we still live in the greatest country on earth. And as human beings, we sometimes forget that. I hear some stories from people who live in India, Pakistan, Israel, Egypt. I mean, people in Africa, South Africa. And to hear their stories and hear what they go through on a daily basis, it makes what I'm going through feel very insignificant. It does. It makes me realize at least I have something to work towards. So, take time, be thankful, but also reflect that we as human beings, we as a world operation of animals in the world, we got a lot to be thankful for. So until next time, remember, toolkit and sense of humor.